going to start off with TQQQ and then BMNR. But the market moved up quite a bit over the last week, almost last 8 days, I think 7 or 8 days. I mean, straight up, whether it was the SPX or whether it was NASDAQ or many other tech stocks. But, since the market moved up quite a bit, I got called to win a lot of my TQQQ. And from here, I'm just going to call it TQ for short. I'm also going to cover BMNR because there's a bunch of people in our thread that follow that. So first, I'm going to start with a 130-minute chart. And I'm going to blow that up to give you kind of an idea of what I'm looking at. First of all, one thing, obviously, the market's gone up quite a bit. Each day is 3 bars, so you can see it's quite a few days. The stochastics are above the 80 mark, which kind of indicates to me it's overbought. And of course, any sell-off there could also indicate the stock being selling off as well. Just to give you an idea, last time we had these type of below 80 cracks was way back in the middle of March. And, it came down quite a bit here, as you can see. Then it continued to go down. Gap here from 47.15 down to approximately 44.68 and 44.25. I don't know if we'll get there, but I really would like to get there. And with news coming out of the Middle East overnight and today, it's very conceivable that oil prices could spike up quite a bit overnight into morning, and we could have a market sell-off, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, over the next couple of days. A lot of my shares, so I have a lot of cash to deploy. I'm not going to come in and deploy it all at once tomorrow. I'm going to be testing the waters, looking for some weakness to get in. So on 130-minute, I would be looking for 47.15, 45.66 is from way back, 44.68, 44.25, and then if it gets below or down to 42.23, then I would definitely consider below this bar here, which I'm going to draw a line. So it's approximately 40.53. And then again, getting down here is a really good price point for me. I mean, realistically, I would love to get in at 38 and ride this back up at some point, but we'll see. But as a secondary view, I'm going to jump over to a 1-year chart. Lines are almost similar, but a slightly cleaner look. And what I'm looking at is going to be 47.19, which is the bottom of this. And then there's a gap down all the way to 44.56-ish. And I'm kind of looking at both of these bars in unison. 44.56, close this gap and then move up, close this gap and move down. Again, here's at 42.31-ish. And that's what I'm looking for TQQ this week. I wouldn't be very aggressive on the open tomorrow unless you really have a lot of conviction in your direction. But I would step in slowly. I would not just jump all in. But that's my thought. And while I'm on the topic, I want to kind of jump over to BMNR. We got a couple people following that. We're jumping over to 130. What I'm noticing, number one, we are overbought somewhat. And it's kind of flirting with the 80% line here. And again, here you can see it's kind of flirting with the 21-ish, maybe 21, 29-ish. There's a green bar. There's a green line there. Below that, we got 2037. Below that's 1930. Below 1930, I'd like to be a buyer. In this region, I'm going to be a little bit careful. If Ethereum does become negative, and it's been selling off this weekend, even today, then this could come down into here. As you can see, I do have 22 calls sold against my 100 shares of BMNR in the Twins account. So if it stays here and comes down, that's great because I'd really like to I already captured the 94 cents. It's currently worth 65 cents. And this will degrade over the course of the week, provided BMNR stays below 22. And even if it goes slightly above 22 towards the end of the week, due to the Greeks, the thetas, and what have you, this could be worth a lot less. So 94 cents I sold it for, currently 6.65. I've done this in a few other accounts. I know there's other members of our Smart Money IQ gang that follows along. And so that's what I'm looking at for this week. It is going to be a news-driven week. I believe the U.S. is now moving military ships into the Strait, and they're going to be blockading Iranian oil and any of their friendlies as well. And they're also sweeping the Strait for water mines. So let's see how this turns out. But I do think we have a chance to get back in a little bit lower. And I don't know that, at some point we may sweep the highs and then come lower. We may go lower first and then sweep the highs. But for now, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. In fact, I do my best not to predict and just use simple methodologies to get me into good positions when I can.